can you tell everyone your name?
My name's Anne Savage.
And how many children do you have?
2.
And how old are they now?
They're very grown up, in their 40s.
And is this a story about them, or is it a story about you?
No, it's about my husband.
Your husband, okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us?
Yeah, my husband worked in a hospital as a medical and dental engineer, and he had 3 hepatitis B injections in 1990, and there were things going on in his body, like he had great big ulcers on one of his legs.
Before or after?
After each vaccine, a boil. He had 3 boils on his leg.
After
each vaccine, because they spaced them out.
Well, why did they want him to have hepatitis B?
Because anybody who works in a hospital, then they're dealing with a lot of equipment, repairing it. They have to have it. It was part of, he had to have it for his job.
And so what was the space between the 3 Hep Bs?
I think one was a month apart, and then the other one 3 months later. So he had 3 over the year. So it's something like January, March and September.
Okay, and so what happened?
He was always very, very tired and exhausted, and he got a bit down because it's like, what's happening to my body? Anyway, 5 years later, he didn't go to the doctor or anything because he was fit and healthy. He only ever had tonsillitis in all the years we were married.
So, but what you're saying is before these vaccines, he was fit and healthy?
He was fit and healthy. Mm-hmm. And as I say, he couldn't understand why he was so weary all the time and like, what's happening to my body? Because I'm so tired. Then they called him up for the booster vaccination in 1995. And
of Hep B again?
Of Hep B. He had, in the 90s, there were a lot of things in the newspaper about yuppie flu, people having yuppie flu. He had 1 dose straight after the vaccine, within the first 2 weeks after. Then he had another bout in the March, and then another bout in the summer, and another bout in December, and his legs gave way, and he collapsed. So I had to call the doctor in. The district nurse came in and took blood from him, and the following week he was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. This was a strong, fit, healthy ex-rugby player, and so I've been battling for 20 years to get something done about it. Gone through 4 solicitors, and none of them can prove it. And it's like, well, how many people are sick? How many people are getting sick? No one's recording the number of people that are affected. So then in 2008, it started affecting his heart, and he had stents inserted, and he passed away in 2015.
Oh, I'm sorry.
At 70. So we've had no retirement as such, but he kept cheerful to the end, so, I have to be grateful.
It's a tragic story, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But we've always made sure that whenever he's gone into hospital, that we've told nurses, we've told doctors, and the rheumatologist that he was under actually admitted that it had been triggered by the vaccine. Because he had seronegative arthritis, and it was triggered by the vaccine.
And you can't do a lawyer to take this on?
No, we've gone through 4, and the last one was Clark Wilmot, and they just said there's just no proof. So,
have you had to pay for it? All the solicitors' fees?
No, because it's one of those no case, no win, or whatever. Yeah, no.
So, what's your mindset on vaccines now that this has happened to you?
I don't trust them, and my children don't. None of my grandchildren have had the MMR because, again, they trusted. So I haven't had a vaccine since I was 14, then I had the BCG, I think, and I developed eczema after that. But apart from that, I haven't been vaccinated. Neither my husband or myself have had flu jabs, pneumonia jabs, none of it. And my doctors actually know that I'm a non-vaccination, against vaccination. And I don't even take a pill, so which I'm very grateful for.
Did you catch the childhood diseases, measles?
I did, yes. I had measles, I had mumps, and German measles I caught from my daughter, who suddenly started with it when she was 2. And it's interesting because she now lives in Australia, and when her babies were born, she had 2 babies out there, they took blood from the child and they said this child won't need the MMR because it's got your natural immunity, because my daughter had those injections. And I thought, brilliant. But that she wasn't going to give. She has been threatened by somebody in the hospital when she gave birth that actually we're going to take your family allowance away from you if you don't have your children vaccinated. And she said, I don't have family allowance because I haven't lived here long enough, so, you know. Yeah.
So
it didn't make any difference.
Your 2 children had childhood diseases?
Yes, they did. So really, even my son had quite a bad attack of measles, but he was fine. And I'm sure he's passed the natural immunity on to his children.
So when you were young and you caught the diseases, did your mother take you to go and try and actively catch the diseases? Was it because my mother did?
Mine didn't, but I did do that with my children. I did make sure that if someone else had chicken pox or whatever, we made sure that they got it as well, which they did.
So what do you think's happened that from the era of you taking your children to catch these, which were then called mild childhood diseases, to now they're now deadly diseases that will kill your children? I
think it's a lot of hype in the media about it being deadly, and when they announce an outbreak, well, have they got numbers for those outbreaks? That's what I want to know.
They've got made up numbers for those outbreaks.
I'm sure.
The story of your husband is so tragic.
It is.
We're so sorry, and there's people here sending you so much love. I'm going to show you. Okay, you ready for this? You ready to see some love? Okay. Let me just make sure I can turn this down. You see all those hearts that are going up there? Those hearts are for you. And they specifically...
Oh, thank you.
You see all those hearts? They love you very much and they're very, very sorry. And on this phone here, you can see the hearts coming in as well.
Oh, yes, I can.
Actually, that's a lot of hearts.
Yeah.
They just want to say they're very sorry. It's tragic. And when we go back to America, we'll write your husband's name on our bus. That's a big memorial.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for coming and telling this story.
I cried so many tears. At the end of the day, you've just got to keep fighting, really, to get it out there in the media. You just have. So I'll be waving a banner on the 3rd of June.
What's happening on the 3rd of June?
We're waving banners outside Parliament, I think.
Okay, cool.
For?
To vaccination awareness. Yeah.
3rd
Really?
June?
Yeah.
Does everyone else know about that?
Well, there's a big leaflet downstairs.
All right, we're going to pick it up. I don't know where we are on the 3rd of June.
Yeah.
Huh. Are we coming back to England?
Yes, I'm kind of flying back to Saturday.
We are.
Sorry,
I think
John,
we
I'm
have
going
to.
home.
I can't go home.
I'm not going to go home. Thank you so much.
That's all right. I will go.